I'm going to back away so I won't be so close up to my computer. Nice to see you all. Oh, Yvonne has a fire going in the fireplace in July in Portland. Good, you have the ambiance that you want. Or your own little hot yoga studio right there next to the fireplace. It's great. Okay, let's take a comfortable and upright seat, please. And you can rest your hands in your lap. Let your eyes close. You're here for your yoga practice and you've done a good job arriving, so set aside anything that would be a distraction for you. We've been talking about how the early morning period is the sattvic time of day. It begins before dawn, and experiencing that pre-dawn, dawn, and then just post-dawn experience is considered sattvic. We aren't yet pulled into the rajasic nature of the day. And none of the gunas is neither good nor bad. I'm just describing the quality of the guna, but the recommendations are in the sattvic period of the day to not indulge in tamasic or rajasic activities. So you are here for your yoga practice. So you're lining up your intention with this part of the day, this sattvic experience of morning. So turning to the most sattvic wisdom in you, or the place in you that knows what is most deeply true, what matters most. Let your breathing start to move through your body to bring together your body, your mind, your heart, and your breath for your practice. When you're breathing in smoothly through your nose, notice where the breath feels like it has the freedom to express itself. And when you're exhaling also out through the nose, notice where you feel like you have a sense of the tone that you can make, like at the pelvic floor, at the deep low belly. This isn't your most vigorous breathing right now. Just getting connected and becoming aware of the news of the day inside your body. As you gather this news, now tapping into the part of you that is on the path of yoga and has been for quite some time. Please bring your hands together at your heart. And we ask that our practice helps us to navigate the challenges, the tribulations, the celebrations, the opportunities of the day. So we'll chant Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. You can sing with me. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Chidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om. You may bow your head to your heart and release your hands. Please open your eyes, interlace your fingers, and let's start with the arms up overhead, please. So when you are raising up like this, I would like you to have the sense that you're also rooting down into your hips. Gravity is helping you with that, and it is morning, so make a little more effort for the lift, including the back of your waist. And then bring in your Ujjayi breath and try to notice where you have ease and capacity, and any place where you don't. With your arms overhead, you will not be able to initiate the breath from the chest. So you really do have to go from your diaphragm, your primary breathing muscle. And see if you can do first, middle, and upper third consecutively while really bringing the upper third of the breath into your collarbones. Notice the tone at your pelvic floor during the exhale, and let's focus that tone to be from the front hemisphere of the pelvic floor first. As if from right behind your pubic bone, you draw in towards the perineum and then up the front line of your sacrum and your spine. When you next exhale, sweep your arms wide, stretch out to the sides of the room, turn your palms face up at shoulder height. And now squeeze both arms back, press back with your thumbs, lift up with your heart. And exhale, bring your forearms together, palms together. Inhale to open and reach back with both thumbs, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. And exhale, fold your forearms and your palms towards each other. Tone again from the pelvic floor up the front line of the spine. Inhale, first third, open the arms. Middle third, straighten your arms. Upper third, squeeze the arms back. And once more, exhale. And last time, inhale. And then exhale, release your hands to your lap. And prepare for Bastrika. So we'll do a sip of an inhale and then the rapid exhale, not the most rapid, but purposeful exhale like blowing out a candle. Let's begin. Exhale completely. Then inhale from the bottom, so first third, middle third, upper third. Hold the breath at the top, please. To exhale smoothly, blow out through the nose, slowly, slowly, both nostrils. Now again, Bastrika. Exhale completely. Close the right nostril. Inhale, left nostril only. Hold the inhale. Release your right arm. Close the left nostril. Exhale, right side. Inhale, right side only. Hold the breath. Release your right arm. Close the right nostril. Exhale, left side only. Rest both hands in your lap. And inwardly prepare for Kapalabhati, which is the rapid exhale that goes out through the nose. And we'll begin with a little sip of an inhale. Exhale. Exhale completely. Use the tone of the low belly. And then inhale through both nostrils. Bring the breath up to the top of the heart and hold the inhale. Release the bandhas and exhale slowly through both nostrils. And now we do it again, and we'll do Nadi Shodhana at the end of this one, just like we did for Bastrika. Let's begin. Exhale. Now close the right nostril. Inhale, left side. Hold the breath using the bandhas. Close the left nostril. Exhale, right side. Inhale, right. Holding the breath. Close the right nostril. Exhale, left side. And noticing the quality of your mind, your body. The breath that is taking care of you. And we are going to come up for a standing practice, and we're going to move towards exhale suspension also today, which we did practice over the weekend. Some of you learned bits about that then, and I'll review it. So I want to do physical asana that lets us experience exhale suspension in a way that's like really nourishing for you and not causing breathlessness. So let's come up to standing, please. I'll take these things back. If you'll take a stance in your jazz dance warm-up pose, come down like this. Yeah. I'm extremely fond of this position, as you have probably figured out. So when you set up, I want you to actually press down with both arms against your knees. Widen the inner thighs out towards your knees, but don't hammock the pelvis down lower than your knees. Bring your gaze kind of down on the floor in front of you. And let's do the Ujjayi Inhale from the first third, middle, and upper third. Try to sense that the breath begins at the back of the pelvic floor. We've been working on that the last couple of weeks as well. When you exhale, tone from the pubic bone towards your perineum, up the sacrum, up the inner line of the spine. Now over the next couple breath cycles, when you exhale, try to exhale as completely as possible, but like you're rolling up really the inner part of the spine up towards your solar plexus. And then see if you could, having done that with the belly muscles, can you radically relax the belly and keep the exhale suspended out. And then momentarily you tone the belly before you inhale so you don't gasp for the breath. And I'll say those instructions again so you can follow them if you missed them. If you got it, keep practicing, please. So you have your Ujjayi Inhale, first, middle, and upper third. And then you have this really thoughtful Ujjayi Exhale, pubic bone, perineum, up the front of the spine, just as completely as you can. And then you're going to notice that the pelvic floor is quite toned here. So keeping the exhale held out, you relax the belly muscles. And then you tone the belly before you inhale so you're not gasping for the breath. So in that exhale suspension, when you're holding the breath out, you keep some tone at the pelvic floor but relax the belly muscles. Also, keep your arms steady and strong so your base is really stable, like the musculoskeletal structure of your body is very stable. At the end of your next inhale, then rise up to standing. Let's make the feet parallel, please. And come over the tops of your thighs and down to Prasarita Padottanasana with the arms stretched out in front. And the purpose of the arms being out is many, but one of the purposes is to lengthen your spine so we can repeat the practice we just did. For those of you who know a stronger Uddiyana Bandha, I'm only teaching this first part we call passive Uddiyana Bandha. Means you're just getting a sense of the suction that happens in the inner belly. So let's inhale from the back of the pelvic floor, back of the spine, back of the heart, Ujjayi. And then exhale from the front hemisphere of the pelvic floor, up the sacrum. Be as steady and comfortable but strong as possible. And then holding the exhale breath out, but keeping tone at the pelvic floor, release your belly muscles. Then you have to tone the belly before you inhale. So you're basically repositioning your diaphragm there for the inhalation. Let's try it twice more. Please follow your own exhale pace. When you finish the second round of this passive Uddiyana Bandha, which is what I'll call it for now, passive means that we're not making it a really active process. You're just in that suspension of the exhale and the inner suction happens for you. When you complete that, then place your hands and step backwards to downward facing dog pose. And let's notice at dog pose, you haven't done that much physical asana yet. So like you might feel your calf muscles or your upper back, but notice if dog pose feels, in terms of the spine, any bit longer or lighter. What is the feeling tone of your downward dog pose? So the process that you were just going through there, it's like an internal massage to your downward dog pose, because it was massaging the front of the spine. So now I'd like you to inhale and come forward to plank pose. And then exhale down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Lie on your stomach. Take your arms wide, like we did before when we were sitting. Try to turn your thumbs up towards the sky. And then as you inhale, keep your legs grounded and raise up into Salambasana. Reach up through your thumbs, reach up through your heart, and that lifting that you're doing there, you want to sense like it's the back muscles in the upper back helping. You can open the throat, and there are some muscles in the lower back, of course, that are working, but try to sense this as an energizing of the upper back and an opening of the front of the chest and the heart. And then exhale, lower down, place your palms beneath your shoulders, curl your toes under, inhale up to plank pose. And exhale back to downward facing dog pose. And notice how quickly or efficiently, how smoothly you recover from Salambasana, which changes your breathing. When do you get back to your Ujjayi breath here smoothly? And then exhale, step one foot forward between your hands. And then the other foot forward for Surya Namaskar. Place your feet in Uttanasana to begin. Press into all 10 toes. And remembering the sunrise and the sattvic nature of the morning, please inhale, sweep your arms wide, rise up to Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale your hands to your heart. I'll change my camera angle. We're going to set into Surya Namaskar. So for those of you who've been using blocks like I have been using, you're welcome to bring those onto your mat now. And let's see how the inner body feels, having done those pranayama practices. So join your hands together at your heart. And here we go with the Ujjayi breath. Breathing in. Now upright here on the exhale, sweep your arms wide, make a little standing back bend. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, left toes straight back. Press into your fingertips to tone the belly. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. And then keeping the chest open, exhale, squeeze your thumbs back. Inhale, rise up. Nice job. Exhale, arms wide and forward. Inhale, left foot forward, heart forward. Let's do an exhale to Uttanasana, just checking in with the tone of your exhale. Pubic bone, perineum, sacrum, spine. Inhale, glide forward through your heart. Open your throat at the top of the inhale. Exhale, take your right toes back. Press into your fingertips so the deep belly is toned. And then inhale, float up. So you're not hammocking in your left hip, you are levitating in your left hip joint. Beautiful. Exhale, arms wide, take your thumbs back. That's right, Linda. Yeah, beautiful arms. And then inhale, raise up at the pace of your breath, reach to the high point. Good, Kathy. Little wobbles are okay. Exhale, arms wide, forward and down. And now keeping both blocks, step backwards, please. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, roll forward, plank pose. Inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Now, inhale, seal pose. Good, and exhale, cobra pose. Doesn't have to be your lowest cobra because we're coming with the blocks here. Good job. Inhale, rise up, seal pose. Lift your chin like a happy seal. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Press into your fingertips so you have that internal cat pose spine. And then inhale, glide up, Anjanae Asana. And exhale to open, squeeze your thumbs back towards the wall behind you. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, arms wide as you come forward. Keep your pelvis stable so you're not hammocking into the right hip even on the descent. And then inhale, step backwards, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale, open the arms wide, stretch your thumbs back towards the wall behind you. Thank you for honoring your own breath pace. Good. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, arms wide as you touch the two blocks, tone the low belly. And then inhale, step forward, heart forward. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide up. Now staying upright, exhale, open the arms, little standing back bend. Inhale, rise up. Hands to the heart. You guys are doing so beautifully. Thank you. We're going to continue, same idea. So breathing in, inhale. Here's your standing back bend, okay? Om Namah Shivaya. Inhale, rise up. Uttanasana. Gurave. Inhale your heart forward. Left foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale to rise. Here's your standing back bend again. Morthaye. Inhale, rise up. Bowing forward. Nishpapanchaya. Step forward. Uttanasana. Chantaya. Inhale, heart forward. Right foot back. Niralambaya. Rising. Opening. Tejase. Rising. Descending. Om Namah Shivaya. Downward dog. Plank pose. Gurave. Cat pose. Cow pose. Sachidananda. Seal pose. pose. More thigh. Seal pose, chin up. Plank pose. Nishprapanchaya. Downward dog. Right foot forward. Shantaya. Left knee down. Inhale, Anjanae Asana. Back bend. Niralambaya. Rising up. Descending. Tejase. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Om Namah Shivaya. Rising up. Back bend. Urave. Rising up. Descending. Sachidananda. Stepping forward. Uttanasana. More thigh. Rising up. Here's your standing back bend. Nishprapanchaya. Inhale, rise to the heart. Shantaya. Breathe in. Niralambaya. Breathe in. Tejase. And please release both hands. Open your eyes. And let's come down to work a little bit with the psoas and the iliacus. I don't need a blanket for this one, but I actually recommend a blanket. So if you have one, you think, oh, I don't need it. Maybe you're going to desire it in a few moments. You will see why. Thank you for the sun salutation together. It's great to see some of you bobble and then you find your way. Your rhythm looks really consistent when you're moving the arms with the breath, and at times we are together, at times we have to have, the symphony has many instruments in it. Please put your blocks on the tall setting and step your right foot forward first. So we're going to be coming forward into Anjanae Asana, and when you do it, you're going to go over the kneecap until you're kind of on the front of the kneecap, the base of the thigh. So when you come in, I would recommend that you tuck the left toes under, so your back foot is tucked under like that. The toes are under. Yeah. Good. And then taking the blocks on the tall setting, press firmly down into your arms and make the torso like cat pose, as if you were going to gaze at your pubic bone or at your left knee, while keeping the legs in Anjanae Asana. So what happens here is you're asking for an internal, like abdominal flexion, while you have your pelvis at your left leg in extension. So when you exhale, see if you could sense the hint of going towards an exhale suspension. And just having a sense of what might that be if you were to practice exhale suspension here. One of the things about exhale suspension is that we do get a massage in the inner belly, and that massage can include the psoas, also the diaphragm. And now let's glide both hips back and place the blocks at the level that you're going to need them to be. We're going to call this reverse lunge. Straighten your right leg and come down. Say good morning to your hamstring. So keeping the hips vertical, it's like your left thigh is perpendicular to the floor, your pelvis over your left thigh, and here is the glory of your right hamstring and calf muscles. And then place both hands on your blocks. Bend your right knee. And it's easier if you put the two blocks inside. Step your right foot back. Scooch the block, step the left foot forward. And we're going to start with the blocks on the tall setting for the other side. Okay, so we do come into, the hips are moving forward into extension for your right leg. And then you're going to press down into the strength of the two blocks so you can make this little inner canopy like cat pose. So gaze back towards your pubic bone or towards your right kneecap, just as you have a sense you could see in that direction. Yeah. Don't make it too tense for yourself. This is yoga. You're having an internal exploration. As the hips come forward into Anjanae Asana, squeeze your right butt muscles so they're toned. And then look for this sort of hint of, what if you were to do exhale suspension in this position? What you might do in looking for that hint is work on the strength of your exhale while keeping your right butt muscles toned. Sometimes people have the right butt goes to Shavasana again and again in this position. And you work on the fullness of the exhale and just see if you might have the capacity to then suspend the exhale very briefly while relaxing the belly and then inhaling again. And then we're going to glide the hips back until your hips are perpendicular to your right knee and reach out through your left heel. And these blocks can come down any amount that you'd like them to so that you're quite comfortable. Or they can go up. You can stack them 5 or 6 high if you need to and come forward to what's called the reverse lunge. Notice how your breath moves through your inner body here, and how you are greeting the sensations of your left calf and hamstring. And then place your hands on the 2 blocks once again. Bend your left knee, roll forward, put the blocks to the inside, and step backwards with your left. And take a block to sit on in Vajrasana, also called Zazen. So we're not sitting on the block right now at the sitting bones. It's like on the bench, like this. And rest your hands in your lap. Listen inside for what is moving, what you're noticing. Okay, now we're going to practice exhale suspension like we did a couple days ago. I don't know if we did this precisely in child's pose, but I would like you to follow me, please. So this blanket, since we already have it folded, let's fold it just in thirds. So it's kind of the equivalent of when we roll our blanket. And I'm going to ask you to place your knees up here so that your child's pose is going to have your hips lower than your knees. And for those of you for whom the tops of the feet are an issue in child's pose, it's helpful to put, like you could have 2 rolled washcloths and you put them right under where the shin becomes the ankle. Most of you know that I have my toes point really well in this direction, so this is not a big stretch for me. And for some of you, the part of the foot that I'm talking about is right here. So you could put a rolled washcloth right in front of the ankle when you step back for this child's pose. I'm going to ask you to put a block here. When we come down to child's pose, please place your forearms on the floor, palms face up. And snuggle, and you could have your block for your head a little taller if that's what your body needs you to do. For hip replacements, this is not contraindicated. The knees are out near the armpits or elbows. But for knee replacements, this is very difficult because you cannot bend the knee this deeply. In that case, you can set up the same position using 2 chairs. You're able to bend forward and have this influence on the abdomen. So our practice is going to be, we will inhale Ujjayi breath in child's pose. Take a little suspension of the inhale at the top, just like you're a kite happily in the sky for a few moments. And then you're going to exhale the Ujjayi breath slowly, slowly. At the end of the exhale, you will have toned the belly as deeply as you're able to. And I will recommend there that you hold the exhale out, maintain tone of the pelvic floor, but relax the abdominal muscles and notice the suction that happens inside. And then you tone the belly before you inhale. And then please walk yourself back up to kneeling when you're ready to. And I would like to explain the next thing that you'll do. And I want you to be able to ask me a question if you have one. So now when we're down there and we have the exhale, exhale, exhale like this, and you're really toning these striation belly muscles, the transverse abdominis, the obliques, you're doing all of that, even rectus comes in. Then you release that, and there is a suction that starts in the pelvis. At that moment, when the suction begins, without inhaling, you're going to make a pretend inhale is what it's called. You pretend to inhale, and the suction will get stronger. And should fan across the back, you might feel some sensation stretching there. You may sense the psoas or the diaphragm inside. Okay, so let's try it a couple times, and then you can ask me questions, or you can try it, have your experience, and then come back to me with questions even in another class. So come on down, please. And let's begin with the Ujjayi inhale when your body is ready to. And then you're going to exhale and you tone the belly, doing as we have been doing. At the end of the exhale, when the pelvic floor is still toned, you relax the belly muscles that made the exhale. Notice the suction inside, and then make a pretend inhalation while you're holding the exhale out. And then you have to tone the belly before inhaling, otherwise you'll be gasping. And try that one more time, please. And then walk yourself back up to your kneeling, press into your 2 blocks, rise up to standing, come into your jazz dance warm-up pose. We're going to do the same thing, so without forgetting the instruction. Okay, so in this position, don't let the hips go down lower than your knees, because I do want you to maintain some tone, especially at the front of your pelvic floor during the exercise. So Ujjayi Inhale. Ujjayi Exhale. Holding the breath out. Release the belly muscles, tone the pelvic floor. Then make a pretend inhalation. Then you have to release the diaphragm, tone the belly before inhaling, otherwise you'll be gasping. Let your body kind of recalibrate a little bit, and then we'll try it one more time. It's a one breath cycle practice. When you're suspending the exhale out, you can make the arms more firm and the tone of the pelvic floor moderate, not extreme. Let's try it one more time, please. Exhale at your own pace. And you inhale when you are ready to do so. And then press down, make your feet parallel, and once more come to Prasarita Padottanasana. And let it be really restful. So Uddiyana Bandha, which is what that's called, Uddiyana means flying upwards. It helps to lift energy from the lower dantian up towards the heart, up towards the mind. It's also a massage of the psoas, the diaphragm, the inner organs. It can be really helpful with constipation. It is contraindicated for your menstrual cycle, or of course if you're pregnant. Also not recommended if you have a hiatal hernia. You could work with a yoga therapist individually to understand more about that. And please rise up to standing only for the purpose of coming down to the floor. Thank you for your willingness to explore, by the way. Okay. So what we're going to do now is a supported sacral reset like we've been doing with the 2 blocks and bridge pose. So come on down. And let's take the 2 blocks that are going to be a little diamond shape underneath the sacrum. If you place the feet on the floor, that would be like a supported gentle bridge pose. And there is a little massage, yes, happening already at the back of the sacrum. It's where the sacrum meets the block, right between the sacrum and the trochanter. And pick up your knees and make a little circle. When you're circling the knees, let it be your own kind of improvisation. You might find out, as I'm finding out, that the left lower part of my sacrum is tender, and you might have your own variations on where things feel tender. And you make your circles, and you have your discoveries. I recommend an attitude of affection for what you're discovering. Okay, now let's make the circles a little bit smaller. I say smaller, as if you were drawing a tiny circle on the ceiling with your knees. And see if you can make that circle smooth. Or if it has little staccatos, maybe it's a little bit ratchety. And you can try what we would think of as clockwise and counterclockwise. To make it smooth, notice the effort that's needed in the deep abdomen. It's okay to keep breathing, so don't think of as smooth as holding the breath to make smooth. So try the other direction again. And then let's put the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. This is like being a butterfly. So you bring the knees up towards the chest and then in. And then knees go up to vertical, knees out, feet together, and circle in. Try it a few times. I used to be a swimming teacher, so this reminds me of teaching what was called the breaststroke, the frog stroke, the frog swimming. See if you can make this also smooth. And see if you can go in the other direction. So the knees come towards the chest together, and they separate from the chest outwards like a butterfly, which is what we say. I don't know that butterflies do this. We just say that. By we I mean we in the yoga community. Okay, and then touch your feet lightly down and move the blocks up to the medium setting. Resting again at the back of the sacrum. If the blocks feel tippy, you can either, jostle them until they feel stable. Check and see where you placed yourself, or you can hold them with your fingers. And this time we're going to have the knees come in towards the chest. Yes, you might be feeling the upper part of your sacrum, and the knees going forward from your chest, just to vertical, and then very slightly past vertical without touching the floor. You almost imagine that you're on the swing set. Remember how we used to swing, and we had to use the legs for some of that swinging or pumping? So here, when your knees come up to vertical, stretch the toes out like you used to do when you were going to swing the swing higher. Yeah, good. And do that twice more, please. Notice what happens in the low belly. When the knees come towards your chest, there's a certain kind of tone to the belly. When your knees go away from the chest, a different kind of tone in the low belly. Both are important. Let's come to where your knees are just vertical. Tuck your shoulders under now so it does become like bridge pose. And if your hamstrings are not going to block you from this, you can take your legs up to supported bridge, supported shoulder stand. This is also called a candlestick pose. You can strengthen the upper back now so the shoulders press firmly down. The chin comes in towards your throat, so Jalandhara Bandha is present, as is the beautiful lift of the chest and heart. Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha are passive. Gravity is supporting them. And keeping the upper back strong, bend your knees and slowly touch your toes to the floor. Press into a bridge pose that's active. Put the blocks aside. Notice the quality of your breath, the the smoothness of your inhale and your exhale. What we hope for as smoothness. Now place your hands on the floor where your sacrum is going to come down as you lower down from bridge pose. Not one vertebrae at a time, but lower your butt down. Scoot your elbows under. Stretch your legs out straight. And then puff the chest up to fish pose. So now you have to use the forearms, elbows on the floor strongly. Lift your chest, use your shoulder blades, set the shoulders back like in our standing back bends. And open the throat. And then glide through the back of your head to come down. Release both arms. And please come to Shavasana. This is the gem of your practice, Shavasana. You've done good work. It's really deep work. So please do allow Shavasana to be just so nourishing to you right now. In Shavasana, having done as much pranayama as we have done, in Shavasana you will not be focusing on the breath, but you could rest your mind gently on the experience of simply being breathed and do your best to observe the breath without altering it. The great practice of surrender, vairagyam, to observe the breath without meddling, without altering it, so only noticing what's called the unaltered breath. Observing the unaltered breath does give your mind a place to rest, attention. It's like observing the grass, the tall grass is responding to the breeze. Having a place for your mind to rest. We also hope it's not wandering. Keep just gently watching the unaltered breath. You might sense your body getting heavier with relaxation. Continue watching the unaltered breath, watching the body get a little heavier, more deeply relaxed. Deep medicine of your practice is penetrating even more. As you rest right now, do not pick up any thoughts. Just keep your mind gently observing the unaltered breath. And please lightly wiggle your fingers, your toes, and without activating your mind, bend one knee at a time. Roll to your side. And use both hands to come up to sitting. Rest your hands out over your knees. When you come upright, so you can sense the inner stillness that your practice is helping to generate. That you want to also have this stillness be really deeply embodied, memorable in the course of your day. And bringing into your awareness as you sit just a couple minutes more, bring into your awareness that others too have been practicing with you in real time. And then bring to your awareness those on the planet, either near to you or far, every latitude and longitude, or within your own small neighborhood. It's those who might be suffering right now, who might be feeling angst or pain or misunderstanding, adversity. And let's send from our practice outwards a prayer that all beings everywhere be cared for, be remembered. Everyone has their basic worth and inner dignity respected by each other. May we come to live in harmony with one another. And join your hands at your heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Om. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. Thank you for waking up to be here. Especially my friends from Alaska, I've been saying since March. It's an earlier hour for them. And those who were not accustomed to being morning people, and now hopefully you are. I'm glad that you come for the early morning yoga practice. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. I can see that. Are you guys